Hello. I am just jumping on very briefly. I don't know if anyone will watch or catch on. It's been a rough day. Uh, I am okay. I'm not feeling great, but technically, like I'm not in danger that I know of. I'll know more when I talk to my doc. On a spiritual level, I already know I'm okay. I'm in touch with enough with my body, but that doesn't really satisfy every part of you. You got to find the actual confirmation from an actual, certified what's what, and then you'll know you're good. But the one thing I do know is I'm mentally fucking exhausted from life, from things at work, which work, I have to give proper appreciation for work because it is a great job. It's just a very mentally taxing job, using tools that are both simpler than pencil and paper, but also extremely frustrating because they were never really meant for what we're doing. This all just kind of piecemealed together with a lot of tools from the 90s, like Oracle, and then modern things. And I do not have, I have a very creative mind. I do not have a very numerical mind. And a lot of what I do is data entry using a lot of different numbers, RMA numbers, account numbers, person numbers, contact numbers. And it's gotten to the point where I've now had 2 seizure events in the past week, which has never happened. I've never had that many events. The first one was witnessed by everyone on the floor, and they did send me to the hospital in an ambulance. And afterwards, I was just like, it's okay. I know they have to do this. I've been through this before. I'm tough. I know it's not really dangerous. And then I put on that mask and I told everyone I was okay, because I didn't want to let anyone down. And apparently seizures also make me talk in a very bad British accent. I don't know why, but that's what's happening right now. So just go with it. And then over the next few days, as I was recovering from the first one, and then of course, had to like catch up with life at the same time. My grandmother just passed away, and been on the trail of this this whole mystery banking account in my name that is with the account number as my social security number that shouldn't exist, but does exist, has been verified by several sources to exist. Anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. That's going to take forever. And I just want to escape from that for a little bit and just breathe, because I know it's all happening. It's all still there. It's work is fine. My replacement is doing amazing, and she's picking it up way faster than I did. It doesn't have all these same frustrations that I do, because she's more in tune with that position, and that actually makes me feel good, because I don't feel so bad, because I'll be taking a leave one way or another. I'm either going to cash in all my PTO and just detox my brain from mental stress and enjoy life for as long as I can before I have to go back to work. And right now I'm trying to figure out, because that is contingent upon whether or not the insurance company I'm in contract with through work that covers partial disability will, in fact, grant partial disability with a note from my doctor saying that, yes, I fucking need to rest. I need to be 100% away from work for as long as possible, as long as you are willing to fund this man to stay home and just breathe for a little bit and get some basic shit caught up once I recover and just sleep for a few fucking days. Yeah, no, I am fucking overwhelmed. And that's what happens. I mean, essentially that's what a seizure is. it is a energetic overload in the body where you cannot hang on to it anymore, and it has to come out, and your body forces the issue. And there are all sorts of layers that I'm happy to go into that if anyone's curious about what a seizure is like for me. And the problem is, in the medical industry, they have a very specific set of definitions of things. And sometimes my seizures do fit those definitions, and sometimes they don't. And since by definition, a seizure always involves loss of consciousness, always involves loss of time, because sometimes I am awake while it happens and can describe in great detail what it's like for me, like being inside my body while it's just completely overloaded and releasing all that energy all at once, and just tears streaming down my face, and I can't talk, or I can talk. And it's like sitting inside your head during an earthquake and having no control, being able to feel your body, but you strain to move something and this starts happening. And sometimes there are images, flashing bits of memory, sometimes it's freeze frames just on top of each other. It's like a light switch going off and on at the same time. You can't tell if what you're experiencing is intense pleasure or intense pain. They're both the same, but it's like someone keeps flipping that switch really fast and you can't adjust to it. And then sometimes there's intense nausea involved. Usually there's just crying because it's such a release. You have nothing to do but you release. And it does take a while to recover. It's exhausting to just go through those few minutes, and then trying to keep everyone calm because they don't know what the fuck's going on. They're just like, I have no control over this chaos that's happening before me. I don't know if this person's going to die. I don't know if he's faking it. I don't know what's happening. I just want it to stop. I want this person to be okay, one way or another. And you absorb all that, and then it just builds up into more overwhelm, So I just need to release from that for a while. So, and part of that is doing this, So even though it has been a hell of a week, hell of a few months, it's been a hell of a few years, and it's all catching up with me at once, and yet. Otherwise, I'm still healthy. I'm in good shape. I do struggle with the tasks at work because sometimes my mind, especially when it's a precursor to one of these events, my mind, everything on the screen just all of a sudden doesn't make sense. I understand there are letters, I understand there are pictures, but none of it is comprehensible. And that just builds up into frustration, and the nausea hits, and then it's I got to get out of here before this happens. There's a lot of fear, guilt, shame, because you don't want to scare people. You don't want to be judged. You don't want to be seen in this weak state, and yet you just got to let it go, because otherwise, what happens if you hold on to it? Then it happens again. So good news is, like I said, it's been years since I've had one of these with a lot of pressure. So it's taken a lot to get me to this point. So I don't want anyone to worry. I know what needs to be done in order to, heal myself through this. And I promise that. So just, if you want to know if I'm okay, just understand that I know what I'm doing in this, and I know what de-stressing myself and going into a meditative state means, and I will be fine. It's just I need this space. So if anyone wants to focus on anything and help me manifest something, it would be paid leave as long as you want to imagine. I won't put limits on that. Give it your best shot. Whatever, however long paid leave. Just manifest that for a minute with me if you want. We'll see what happens. So I haven't even looked at the chat, so let me check and see if anyone's asked anything. If you're just joining, feel free to go back. Obviously, that's how it works. So Anyone want to breathe with me? Just breathe for a second, and realize that it's all okay. Like when you have been through what I've been through, it's always all okay, no matter what that human part of yourself tells you. And that goes for anyone out there, no matter what you're experiencing. Like, I am living proof. You can get through this. You are as powerful as you're willing to believe. So believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to. And that doesn't mean being narcissistic. All narcissism is staring in the mirror. It's just staring in the mirror a little too long until you forget what anyone else looks like, and are unable to reflect in a legitimate way. Oh yeah, Levi fucking knows. He's been there. He got out. He's out, man. He got out of the prison. So yeah, I'm at least taking a break from the prison. I've set things in motion where, if I so choose, it's already okay for me to walk away. The only remaining thing is those legitimate, still financial issues that have to be addressed, which I'm not going to rely on figuring out the mystery of my treasury account. But there's a lot of positive signs, a lot of success already. It's just been a slow process of calling companies and confirming and checking the numbers, and people saying, oh, that doesn't exist. And then you go, well, it got confirmed by this company, and this went through. You tell me. And then them looking again or getting to someone higher up the chain until it's like, oh yeah, I can see what that is. That's a gold option account. We don't issue those anymore. That's an older account. And that's kind of where the mystery starts. But again, now I'm digging into that again, but maybe that's part of what I need. I just need to get it off my chest. Fuck yeah, Larry. Larry knows what's up. And he's not the only one saying this, that place, that energy there. And it could be so awesome. It could be a very cool place, and I still have hopes for it. It's just so draining in so many ways. And again, I'm standing proof for it, So, I think I'm going to sign off unless anyone has anything to ask. Jenny, I love you. I'm so happy to see your evolving life. Thank you for checking in. It's great to see you. Jerry Lynn, I'm glad you're here too. Next time you come down, let me know so we can hang out and get a beer or something, whatever. I don't know what you imbibe, but let's imbibe it. James, I'd love to connect. I have an urge to go over to Boston and hang out with you and Tina anytime, or you're always welcome. Come over here to Oregon. I would love to introduce you to this place. So, yeah, time to sleep or just sit and stare at the wall for... Oh, it's starting already. All right. Good night, everyone. I love you.